Hey, tomorrow we'll be celebrating my wife and I for our 10-year anniversary, and I want for you to come as well.
It's been a long time now, Bryce. Congratulations on being married for 10 years and all that, but I'm really sorry. Tomorrow I have some plans that might get in the way of things. And Grayson will be busy with work and things like that as well.
Huh? You think you are, Julie? Are you alright? Your brother-in-law is asking for you to come to this get-together, so you should know better to put anything ahead of my plans in terms of being important. You are my little brother's wife as well, so you saying that you won't be able to come to a family event is out of the question. This is why you're like a complete stranger to me. Not even Grayson was able to get himself a proper wife, I see. I don't even want to be seen here texting some woman as useless as you are either. But I had no other choice but to contact you since he can't seem to take a simple look at his phone.
Actually, Grayson has been really busy lately, so it's a good thing you contacted me about this. If not, we would have never even realized it was your guys' anniversary or anything like that. I know that we won't be able to come, but we can still send you and your wife a present or something in the mail as a way of showing our happiness.
Jeez. He's not even willing to worry about you anymore because you're such a waste.
I'm a waste? How does that have anything to do with what I said?
I'm talking about the kind of person you are to Grayson. But it's not like I really care since he himself is a completely lost cause.
What?
Compared to me, everything he tries to do just lays in the shadows of all the amazing things I've been able to achieve. That's why I can say he's a lost cause. And since he's married someone like you, that only worsens his image. Or maybe it's the other way around, and you've only ruined your own image more by marrying him.
Can you please stop talking poorly about my husband? He's your little brother as well, and you are far too old now to be talking about him like that.
I'm the older brother, so I can go ahead and say whatever pleases me. Stop getting so pissy with me for just saying the truth about you both. And please tell me, what about my brother do you like so much? Like, honestly. That guy's barely got a brain of his own and is a complete loser.
There are many things I love about Grayson, and all of them I won't say to you because you'd never understand them.
Let me ask you this. Are you being pleased by him during the night? I'm sure he's not that great in bed, and that's why you're always pissy with everyone.
Bryce, that is not okay to ask a woman about. For the time being, we are not going to be able to make it to your get-together, okay? If you have nothing else to add to this conversation, then I'm going to say goodbye.
Huh? I've told you that you don't get to say goodbye to someone like me. And you were going to come to this party to celebrate us. We are going to be having filet mignon here, so come with an empty stomach. If you cancel on us, then I'm going to have you both paying for your wasted food. It's costing over $300 a person for this party.
$300 a person? You guys really made sure to get only the finest food to celebrate 10 years then.
And that's just how important my wife and I are to this family, so you'd better both be there. Cancel all those other plans of yours and make it to this party. I'm telling you right now that that is the right thing to do.
Understood. I suppose it would be a bit rude of us to not come and celebrate 10 years of you being with your wife.
And that's what you should have been realizing from the start. Things would have gone by a lot quicker had you just said yes to my invitation. You really are stupid. But I guess that's to be expected from a woman that married my brother. And I'm just going to let the both of you know now that I'll be having the family's vinegar used in the recipe for the fillets. So don't be bringing any crazy condiments to put on such delicate foods. This family makes the best vinegar around, and you need to appreciate the fine taste of it for once instead of the crap you and my brother must use. Hey, leaving that seat I reserved for you like that is completely out of line. We are finally starting to enjoy this celebration with everyone, so why are you heading home now?
You think I wanted to sit in that seat to celebrate you guys? Tell me how I was supposed to join you all in that celebration from there.
You were just supposed to sit there and celebrate my anniversary to my wife. No matter where your seat is, you can still celebrate us with the passion we deserve. Why are you getting so upset about it all?
I canceled all my plans to be here today to celebrate you and your wife being married for 10 years now. But when my husband and I came in to eat with everyone, we realized there was no food prepared for us. And then you told us to sit in the back and use some cardboard boxes as tables and chairs where we could only ever have water and while everyone else had steaks. Of course the two of us would be furious with you right now. And to only make things worse, while my husband was trying to sort things out with the family, you came up behind me and poured vinegar all over me. What the hell did Grayson and I do to you?
Oh, come on now. You just happened to get the wrong idea from all of that. I never said before that I'd have food or anything ready for the two of you when you arrived. And this is why I hate idiots like you two. You only care about yourselves and will do anything to make sure that the situation is about you. And you told me that you didn't want only water for the dinner, and that's why I came to let you drink that vinegar. You should be thankful for that.
After doing this, why do you think it's okay to still laugh at us?
Why? Because I'm having a ton of fun. Isn't that great for me? Yet you're still going to complain about finding your use in this world? Are you sure you don't need to visit a doctor over your head? I think it's time you head to the hospital and get yourself checked out. I think it's time you head to the hospital and get yourself checked out. They will at least be able to tell you what kind of mental disabilities you two have. Today is the day of my 10-year anniversary, and we will all be eating filet mignon. But like I was trying to make clear to you before, those that are not family will only get to drink water and vinegar.
Bryce, this is the end of me funding you. I really cannot take talking to your brother like this anymore. I can see now why you really hate his guts. He's gone and pissed me off so much by the way he acts that I told him I'd no longer be funding him. I didn't want to make things worse for your family, and that's why I've been trying so very hard to ignore everything Bryce does. I'm sorry.
But having you say that to him for me, thank you, Julie. I'm taking our clothes to be cleaned at the dry cleaner, so on my way home I'll pick up something to eat for dinner. Also, I should really be the one apologizing to you. Because of me that you had to be at that stupid dinner and deal with all of my awful family.
You don't have to apologize. I know you told me before that you didn't ever want to deal with any of your family ever again, but I continued saying we should at least try going. I assumed they couldn't really be all that bad of people, but I made the wrong assumption this time, and I'm sorry. We could have just stayed home and avoided all of this.
No. Had we stayed home, Bryce would have only escalated things further. And I've got to say that filet mignon he had served to everyone wasn't even that great, so I'd say in total the dinner per person wasn't more than maybe $75. I think the only reason he was saying the food would be $300 a person is so that if we didn't end up going, he'd have a reason to ask us for that amount and get it.
What a dick.
All of my family are those kinds of jerks. I've always wanted to cut ties to all of them, but never actually got around to acting on it. But the fact that this time, it wasn't only me that got hurt, but you as well, I will not let this go. If I'm not able to find some way to teach those jerks that what they've been doing is wrong, I'll never be able to sleep at night.
Thank you, Grayson. I'm in the same boat as you now. After what happened today, I'm no longer going to be such a nice girl to all of them. I already knew about how your brother's been a real pain in the butt for you because he's getting the house and the company from your parents. And I've heard all about how much he's bullied you ever since you were a toddler. But being able to see firsthand this time just how awful of people your family is, I can no longer sit by letting them get away with that crap.
Julie?
It's easier to just cut ties to one another. But I really want all of them to have a taste of the crap they've all been feeding you for so long. Or else even I won't be able to get a good night's sleep. I'm going to make them regret ever acting like children all these years.
This time, we're all going to be going out for high-end sushi. We'll all be getting together at 10 o'clock, so you'd both better be there.
We have no plans of going.
Excuse me? You're my little brother's wife and will not talk back to me. You were just the kind of low-life scum that I'd assumed would marry my brainless brother. I'm not sure how many more times I'll need to explain this one to you, but you're the youngest wife in this family and will not say no to your in-laws. Honestly, people like you are better off being fertilizer. Next time you happen to gain a little bit of respect for yourself, maybe take yourself in to see a doctor. The fact that you are both as stupid as you are is causing problems for the rest of the family and those around you.
The only one who's stupid would be yourself, Bryce.
What? So you're really going to try talking like that to someone as accomplished as me? Who do you think you are to do that?
With someone as stupid as you talking to me, I'm going to have to make myself very clear in order for you to comprehend the situation. I'm going to make you regret ever talking so poorly about my husband and for assaulting me. You're in for one hell of a downfall, you pile of garbage.
You better stop it with all that tongue right now, you useless woman. You are nothing compared to me. Hey, you reply to me right now. You crazy witch.
Bryce, it appears you finally built that dream house of yours, and so I'm here to congratulate you. I'm sure paying off that loan you took out is going to be very difficult for you, but I wanted to say for you to try your best.
It's about freaking time you replied back to me, you rotten witch, and that just goes to show there is something seriously messed up with your head. I'm surprised you're even able to speak a language.
Can you explain to me why you think I'm so stupid?
The fact that you're even questioning my ability to pay off a simple loan is what makes you an idiot. My parents gave me this new house as a present, so there is no loan for me to pay off, nor is there one for them to pay off. I come from a family of very well-off business people, and so me having my 10-year anniversary means that they'll celebrate it by giving me this house. Only low-life people like you have to take out loans to pay for any kind of housing.
Ah, so that's what you've misunderstood. Your parents are only happening to pay for the down payment on the new house. And when it comes to the loan for the place, they asked your little brother to handle it all for him since he has the ability to do so.
Huh?
But because of how you treated the two of us just the other day, we're no longer going to deal with that loan for you, which means we're not paying it off anymore. And we'll be sending all the loan's paperwork to you now, Bryce.
Wait a minute. What the hell are you talking about?
For a long time now, your parents have been coming to Grayson asking for him to lend them some money. Of course, he would always tell them no to their request, but they just kept on coming and coming. And at one point, they told him that if he wasn't going to pay for your new house for them, then he'd have to pay them for all the money they used raising him. For some reason, your parents came to our house late at night and said all that, starting all kinds of trouble.
And that's totally fair of my parents to do. They were the ones to waste all their money raising some lost cause like him, so he needs to hand it back to them like the lowlife he is.
Did you happen to pay your parents back for raising you?
I'm the older brother, so I don't have to give them anything.
Well, if that's the case, then we're not giving them any money as well. Also, your family is all a complete group of nut jobs. They've always come over to my house when I'm the only one around and force themselves to come in under some stupid reasoning. And then they'll start to yell at me for not being a good enough woman for all of them and that I need to get your brother to give them that money. They have done it plenty of times now, wasting so many hours of my life trying to get me to agree with them to hand that money over. They're all sick, just like you.
No, what they're all doing is totally right. You are a stupidly useless wife, after all.
Well, anyway, after having to deal with everyone in your family so many times, I finally had a talk with Grayson. There we came to an agreement to give your parents the money, or at least pay off your loan for that house. However, based off what you did to us recently, we've reverted our stance on what we agreed to before. We will no longer be paying for your house. We're having all the documents for the loan sent to you and are changing the person responsible for payment over to you and your account.
Huh? Why do I have to be the one paying for the house? You lowlife should be more than happy to pay for my house loan.
It's your own dang house, so please pay for it. You'll be getting that company from your parents next anyway, so you should be able to pay off a simple loan on that place. Are you not aware that's how things should work? Well, if not, then that goes to show who the true idiot is.
Excuse me? You're the rotten witch of this family, so you cannot talk down to me like that. Hey! Why did the two of you not come to the celebration for my new house? You guys said you'd come, and yet you never showed up. I had amazing food and everything ready for you two, and it all went to waste.
I don't remember either one of us ever saying we'd come to your celebration. Stop trying to talk about this like we actually wanted to be there this time.
Shut up. It's because of the both of you not showing up that 2 people's worth of food went to waste. So I want you over here right now to pay for that. I'm giving you an order.
I'm not in the mood to listen to your lame orders. Also, we're going to be cutting ties to all of you, so trying to threaten us will not work in your favor.
You're gonna cut ties to us? You're not the one responsible for making decisions like that. I can see that this conversation will get nowhere with a dunce like you. Give the phone to Grayson right now.
That's not going to be possible. Grayson has had you muted for the longest time now, so he never had to see your calls or texts.
Huh?
That's why he never read anything you sent to him. It's probably been a half a year to a year now that he's never read any of your texts or answered your calls, right? We really thought you would have noticed something by now, but I guess not. But anyway, for a while now, Grayson has been getting ready to cut ties to all of you.
What are you talking about, Julie? You think that Grayson will be able to cut ties to us? No freaking way.
You think so? Well, even before I knew anything about you, I was getting all kinds of stories from Grayson about how messed up your family is. He told me about how your parents only ever care about you because you're the oldest brother, and that the rest of the family soon followed in their footsteps. He's told me that when going back to your parents' house, nobody would even welcome him home, and it was like he never was a part of your family in the first place.
You think any of us wanted to acknowledge him being in the house? Not being able to get a single hello from any of us must have embarrassed the crap out of him. But that's what he deserves.
Did you know that you can at least say hello or something to him to make him feel a little bit more like a part of the family? But no, you all just ignored him for years, which led to him becoming really saddened about being a part of you guys. And it's not only about him never hearing any words from you all growing up. I've also heard about how your parents would make him thank them for letting him go to school and leaving him at home all alone while you all went out to eat. It's hard to believe there's a family in this world with the nerve to do something like that to one of their kids.
And what does any of this mean to you? He's not your little brother or son, so this has nothing to do with you. You can just keep your mouth shut, you stranger. Also, it's not like he was home very often anyway back then. So if he was never going to be around us, why should we care about taking care of him?
And the reason he was never home was because of a very thoughtful couple in the neighborhood. They knew what was going on at your house and would take Grayson in a lot of the time to enjoy his life with them. Grayson's told me that he views that older couple as his parents more than his own mom and dad. You guys are like nothing to him. And if you'd like proof of that, do you remember our wedding? Of course you don't, because you only invited that older couple to be there as his family.
He never invited any of us to his wedding? How are we supposed to care about him when he doesn't even care about his family? He is a totally screwed up idiot. He needs to be locked away in some mental asylum for that.
I believe it's all your guys' faults for things ending up this way after all the crap you'd given him. But that's just my take. The only reason Grayson hasn't blocked all of you yet and has left you all muted is because he's afraid blocking you all will get you guys to realize what's happening. And then you might try and do something bad to him for cutting ties to you all. After a year or so of him never even talking to you guys, your parents still had the nerve to come ask him for money? I can totally understand now why he doesn't want any of you in his life anymore, because I feel the same way now.
I have no idea what you keep going on about. You're just his little pet wife, and you need to learn when not to bark.
I'm totally on board never talking to any of you ever again. It would have been crazy of me not to get all upset at you after what you did during that party for your anniversary. And to think that Grayson has been treated like that all his life, it's freaking infuriating.
I don't give a crap about how your stupid little head feels about all of this. Give the phone to Grayson. I'm tired of giving up all my time for someone who never graduated from preschool.
Grayson is not going to want to talk to you, and we are no longer your family as we're cutting ties. Goodbye forever. And of course, as for the money we were going to pay for your loan, it's stopping. So now all of you can use whatever money you earn to pay for your own dang house.
I'm not playing games here. I've had enough of your lip. So give the phone to that goddamn freak right now, you mentally challenged idiot. Bryce, can you give it up already with all this needless crap? We moved houses in order to not have to see you guys anymore. Now you're following Julie to her work, trying to stalk her back home? It's because of you that Julie is really scared, and at work she gets asked all kinds of questions from her coworkers about you. Leave my wife alone, you jerk. You're finally going to come out and show yourself to me? You're late to my party, bud. The fact that I had to go through all of this effort, even making your wife feel in danger to get you to talk, just goes to show how freaking stupid you really are. Tell me what the hell you want from us. Hold on a sec. You don't know why I want to talk to you? All of that money that was used to help you have a good life was all for nothing. So I want you to pay the family back $1 million for that. And on top of that, I want you to pay for causing me all this trouble, and for you and that dog of yours to hand me the house that you have. If you don't do it right now, we're going to take both of you to court. However, if you do give us all that I've asked for, Mom and Dad will forgive you and will allow you to finally help out with the family business. That's a pretty good deal, right? Who would actually want to work at that falling apart vinegar business? It's not falling apart. It's just that right now the place isn't bringing in as much money as it used to before. You have no right saying it's only because the company's not making as much money. The reason for that is half of the staff there leaving for another vinegar company that treats them all better. At this point, even a child would say you guys' business is done for. Why do you know about something like that? If anything, I probably know more about it than even you do, considering I'm the one that hired all those workers. Huh? What do you mean by that? What does that mean? Right now, I'm the one running the vinegar company that is currently rivaling your guys' place, or was rivaling it. Now my company has won, so there isn't much competition with you. How could some brainless idiot like you be the owner of any company? There's no way in hell. Go ahead and not believe me, but it's the truth. You can even take a look at the homepage for my company and see for yourself. My name is there at the bottom of the page where it'll tell you all about the owner. I had a look for myself. Your name is in fact written at the bottom. I'm sure you just ended up getting that company when the owners jumped ship due to it failing, right? If you want to call yourself a rival of my company, then at least understand what's going on within my company as well. The business that I currently own is part of a franchise that I happened to start working for a while ago. Then tell me how the hell you managed to become the owner of it. You have no right to be in that position, you lowlife. When I could no longer find myself a home to live at anymore with you guys, I was taken in by the owner of this company. Huh? And from there on, I was raised by him as though he were my own dad. We knew that after high school, I wouldn't have had the money to go to college or anything because Mom and Dad never cared enough to save any money for me. So in order to start forming a proper man out of me to take on his company later, he asked that I begin working for him right away. The man looked at me with the eyes of a father and told me I was like his true son and wanted to make sure I was ready to have his company when he was ready to retire. What the hell? This is just some stupid story. You don't have any of the skills needed to be a CEO, so stop trying to make me believe a story like that. I'm not lying to you, Bryce. It was actually a lot harder than you think to work for a company as the employee who's slated to become the next owner of it. That's why after high school, I was never around the house anymore, as I was always with that kind couple, studying all kinds of business techniques from my old man, as well as working in the company to get proper experience. And so freaking what? The fact that you're saying you took my employees from Dad and Mom's company is totally screwed up. You did all of that out of your hate for us, didn't you? I did not. As I told you before, those employees did not like working there for you guys, and you guys should be aware of their complaints, right? What complaints? For a while, I actually really did want to work with you guys in the family business, even though you all treated me horribly. But after talking with a lot of your workers, I learned some things that really put me off. A lot of them wanted to quit their jobs there and told me that if they had a place to start working for right away, they'd leave. So I asked the old man at the time if it'd be all right to hire more hands. And that's when I asked all of those that didn't want to work for you guys anymore to come to me. When did you do that? Oh, I never noticed anything like that happening, though. I wasn't going to do all of that right in front of you and everyone in the family's eyes. I went there one day disguised as a customer and handed off my business card to those that didn't want to work there anymore. And the following day, I started to get plenty of calls from all of them asking to join me. Not only did your guys' company lose a lot of customers over time, but in one quick swoop, I was able to get a lot of your unsatisfied employees to work for me. I think you're going to have a rough time getting that company back on its feet now. I know you always wanted to make that company of Mom and Dad's huge after taking it over, but now, well, I can't even think of that company as a rival to mine. Shut the hell up. You took all the employees we had here. I'm going to sue you for all of that. Well, that'll have to come after a lot of these employees of mine finish suing you all for everything you did to them while they worked there. You and Mom and Dad really did a lot of messed up things there, and that made a lot of employees feel uncomfortable. You guys and your company are done for. Your company, the house you live in, Mom and Dad, you're all finished. You, hold it right there. I get it. I'll apologize for everything we've done to all of them. And I'll even give them all raises, as long as they all come back and work for me. And I'll tell Mom and Dad that you really are a good man now for you. My Mom and Dad are not the same as your Mom and Dad anymore. All you guys are strangers to me. And that means I'll never talk to any of you again. Julie, my brother's company has finally gone bankrupt.
I see. So they're all finally finished then?
That's right, and thank God for that. That took a little bit longer than I thought to happen, though.
But to think that all that happened because of you is amazing. The fact that not only were you the one that hated being around your old family, but so did many of the workers here really helped us win this long battle.
Well, all of those employees are like family to me now because we can all bond over what happened to us there. They're all just as much victims to my stupid family as I was. And that's what's really strengthened my company a lot. I've become an even better person because of it, and I'll make sure this company treats all of them well. To think, had it not been for my family all being complete cunts to me all the time, I would never be where I am today.
That's a pretty difficult feeling to understand, huh?
Well, yeah.
But hey, you and I were both able to make it out of that awful environment your family had us in, and you've become a stellar CEO who can do anything now because of it. It's awesome seeing you take care of all your employees so well. And the fact that you were able to tell your old family to screw off is just, well, it's amazing to me. I'm so happy that I married someone as strong and forthcoming as you are, Grayson. So please be happy for everything that's happened and forget about what your family did to you that got you here.
Julie, thank you.
By the way, when it comes to your old man, he and his wife are going to be having their 40th anniversary here soon, right? It's been a while since we've been to a good party, so do you want to celebrate with them?
You've got a good point there. Let's go take them out with the rest of their friends and family and celebrate.
Bryce and the rest of that family ended up losing their company and now owe a lot of money. They had tried many times to find some way to sell a lot of whatever they had left in inventory, but most of the customers they had no longer wanted their products because the quality had fallen so much in their rush to try and save the place. But that was not all for them, as they now all needed to go to court, where they were being sued for all the horrible things they did to their employees, like not paying them on time and having them work overtime with no extra pay. There were also those even more rare instances of the family threatening the employees with things like pay decreases and less time on the schedule if they became sick, which did not sound very good to the judge in the courtroom. Because of all this, they began to owe even more money through both settlements to the victims and through heavy fines to the state. All of this is only putting them deeper into debt, and since all of their savings have been exhausted and they no longer have any income, they're pretty much stuck between a rock and a hard place. And since all of them are complete jerks about everything and to everyone, nobody is going to come and help them out with their struggles. Even when they go to banks looking for money to borrow to help with everything, they'll treat the staff horribly, leaving them kicked out of those banks for good. And so because of that, they're left with few choices and are most likely going to start having to talk to loan sharks and people like that. As for right now, they're planning to sell their home so that they have a little money to use for making payments. And then they'll try and live a life on the streets as a family. On the other hand, we have Grayson and his company, which is doing so well he's planning to open another factory up to make more vinegar and other condiments. And of course with that, he will gain even more employees who he can view as his family. He has a lot more people that he needs to care about, but this has made him even more energetic about his new job as CEO. And seeing him this excited over the growth of his company has made me feel excited for him as well. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story. Do you have any idea what you're doing by canceling last minute on coming to my wedding? I'm going to tell the whole family about this, and that will be the end of you. And I'm not even joking this time either, so you'd better be ready. Hi, Layla. I always knew that you wanted to pick fights with me about random things. Now, what is it this time? What wedding are you talking about? And how exactly have I canceled last minute on you when I haven't said anything yet? Huh? What do you mean by that? You really are the absolute worst. Then let me tell you what I'm talking about again. This wedding that I'm telling you about? It's an event where a couple gets married to one another. You know, because they love each other and want to show everyone. I see, and I'm sure it's pretty difficult for someone like you to explain what a wedding is to me. Just an FYI though, Layla, I know what a wedding is, so you don't have to take the time explaining all of that to me. I'm just asking what wedding you're talking about because I don't ever remember canceling last minute on you. Playing dumb like that in order to get me to not become upset with you is not going to work. How much of a jerk are you, May? Like, seriously, I know you're aware what day today is, and I will not let you get away with what you've done. Hey now, I don't think I'm that much of a jerk. I mean, I'm still talking with you even though you've said so many harsh things to me, right? And you talking to me like that is why I'm calling you a jerk. You are such a smartass. Not only are you a total lowlife, but as a human in general, you freaking suck. And that's why people like myself hate your guts. But tell me, what's made you hate me so much like that in the first place? I don't think I've ever done anything wrong when around you. At least nothing warranting this kind of abuse. Because back when you first came and met all of my family, you acted like a total smartass in front of them all. Do you understand what I mean by that? Everyone in my family are elites. Yet you came in acting like some kind of know-it-all in front of everyone when you're nothing more than a stupid lowlife. All I was doing was responding to all the cruel things you were saying about me. The rest of your family was completely fine with me at the time, besides you, actually. If anything, you were the one acting like a smartass towards me, right? That's because I am smart. I'm the one who's going to be running a company, unlike you. Are you in charge of anything, May? Do you have a company of your own that you built from the ground up? No, I'm not really running my own company or anything. Then that means my family and I are far smarter than you and better. Because my family and I are all running a company that we did start. And right now, I even have a smaller business of my own. I can't believe you still have to brag about something like that at your age. I have to, because you keep on acting like that every time I have something to say, you jerk. You lowlifes should only be doing one thing, and that's listening to what the rest of us say to you. Then explain to me why you're getting married to Rob. I don't mind you saying things like that to me, but he is on the same level of lowlife as I am, right? I mean, we come from the same house and everything. That's because it's up to me to decide who is really a lowlife and who isn't. And the thing with Rob is that he has himself put together into this cute package for me. He's really tall, and he has the body that any model would be dreaming of having. So I was thinking of making him just that, a model. I knew you saw things that way with him. Also, when thinking about having kids with a man like him, all our kids will be getting his looks, but they won't have to inherit anything like having been a lowlife. I'll make sure to take great care of a man like Rob, so please don't worry about him, May. With a reason for wanting to be married to him like that one, there is no way I'm going to just shut up and let it happen. Oh, that's right, marriage. You've really gone and done it now. I still cannot believe that a lowlife like you would be willing to stand me up on my wedding day. I'll make sure my whole family crushes you under their feet. And according to your wedding invitation, your wedding isn't happening for another 10 years. What? So your wedding will be taking place 10 years from now, right? I'm going to assume that I'm not the only one with an invitation like this one. Most likely everyone that got your invitation is thinking that your wedding will take place in 10 years. In 10 years? Huh? There's no way that's actually written on my invitations. And even if it did say that, you'd think everyone would have known there was a mistake there and have told me about it already, right? Perhaps they think it's just another one of your jokes, since you always seem to think you're above everyone else. I'm going to have a look for myself right now. Oh, crap. You weren't lying. I just had a look at one of the copies, and it says my wedding is happening 10 years from now. Seriously, how could a mistake as big as this happen to me? Well, have you seen yourself and how you behave? Honestly, the only thing I'm a little shocked by is it taking you until your wedding day to notice a mistake like that. The one that made all of those invitations was Rob, though. I did nothing wrong here and cannot be blamed for this one. He told me to leave all of the invitations to him so that I didn't have to stress about it. This is such a pain in the ass for me now. Seriously? It's your fault for leaving something as important as that in his hands, though. Have you seen my brother before? He is the last person you'd want to leave in charge of something as important as the wedding invitations. So then this must mean that none of the other guests have come to your wedding yet, right? My parents are here right now. Also, some of the well-respected men from my dad's work are here as well that he invited to come along. Then that means you're going to have yourself one hell of a time today. What are you going to do about all of that? This might just end up ruining your guys' image as company owners and operators, right? Shut the hell up. Unlike you, I have a lot of things that make me respectable, and something like this won't tarnish my name. I can start calling everyone up right now and have them come out immediately to celebrate me. All I have to do is delay the wedding a little until I've gotten all of my guests here. If you're able to get all of your guests to come last minute, that would be insane, but... Hey, Rob. Seems like things are really going off the rails over there. Are you going to be all right? I saw that the date on your invitations are all wrong and that you're to blame for that.
It seems that way, doesn't it? I was wondering who was at fault for that.
Well, it just so happened to have been you that made such a drastic mistake, right?
I don't think so. I don't make mistakes like that, so it couldn't have been me. But for some reason, it seems that Layla's pissed off with me, so I'd better go figure out why that is.
Who was the one that made all those wedding invitations again?
There's no mistaking that it was me. You got one of the ones that I made for you, right? I put some of my own special touches on all of them for the people I love.
And who was it that wrote down all of the dates on these wedding invitations?
Of course, that was me as well. No mistaking that. After all, I was the one who made all those invitations.
Then when it comes to who ended up making such a mistake, like writing the wrong year on the card, who could be at fault?
I've thought about that, but I can't put my finger on who it could be. There must have been someone in the mix that made that mistake.
I know that you're my little brother and all, but dude, you're kind of freaking lost. You even landed a woman like Kayla, so if this whole marriage thing does happen, I wonder what kind of family you'll both make. By the way, are you really going to get married to Layla?
Of course I'm marrying her. After all, she's next in line to becoming the CEO of that company, Rockstar Incorporated, right? I would never let a woman like her slip through my fingers.
Oh. So you're that kind of way as well when it comes to marriage?
I mean, Rockstar Incorporated is a very famous company, right? They even have commercials airing on TV and billboards all over the United States.
Well, if even you know about the company, I suppose it is really famous.
Right? And Layla's the daughter of that company's CEO. There is no mistaking the fact that she is absolutely loaded, right? I have to marry that treasure chest.
So it's the both of you who are done for then?
She also happens to have a cute little face that I could just smooch on for days and days. Also, she's wearing only the most expensive brands of clothing. That makes her tight body look so freaking good to me. The funny thing is, though, she says that I'm the good-looking one between the both of us. She thinks that I have a better figure than her, and that's why she always gives me those brand new clothes to wear, which I'm totally okay with. She also wants me to become a model, though, which honestly sounds terrible, and I don't want to do it.
What brands are you talking about?
Well, she's into all those famous ones, you know? But the stuff she gives to me all looks like stuff I've never seen before. Yet she tells me it's very famous and expensive. She even gives me pajamas from those brands to wear. I think that it's starting to become too much for me, though. I know that she's into me for my looks, though, so as long as I keep on looking good for her, she won't let me go, and I can have access to that sweet, sweet moolah.
I was thinking of stepping in and handling the situation for you if you looked like you needed help. But it seems like you have it all figured out. Although it doesn't seem like today's wedding is going to end up happening unless you're okay with barely any guests there.
What? Why would that bother me?
Remember how I said that your invitation states that your wedding takes place in 10 years? And who is to blame for that?
10 years from now? But when I made all those invitations for you guys, I made sure to hand them to Layla to do the final check on them. Well, it'll all be fine. I don't need any of those guests here anyway. Layla told me that her dad will be inviting all of his employees to come and take up some seats.
What? What do you mean?
Well, I'm sure that he wants to show this wedding off to everyone from his company, right? He will invite them all to come here right now. They all dress in suits for work, so they'll fit in just fine here. Everything is going to be just fine when it comes to them.
I see then. You'll have yourselves a fake audience there now. And now that everything is ready to go, we'll be starting our special wedding. Did you think that nobody would be coming to my wedding today? What's that? What ended up happening then? I just told you, my dad would be inviting all of his friends and workers to come and join us at my wedding today, and now I'm showing you. I told you that, right? And now that my wedding is filled with guests, I can send you a picture proving it. Ah. It does seem as though there's a large crowd of people at your wedding now, but something's off about that. Just everyone seems a bit stiff and awkward. Is it just me that thinks everyone there looks like they're not having a very good time? Huh? Now, you tell me what you're trying to say about my wedding right now. Are you trying to say that all these people my parents brought into my wedding don't even know who I am or why they need to be here? I'm sorry, I heard something from Rob about that. From what he was saying, all of those people are being paid to be there by your dad in order to fill up the wedding and make it look good, right? I mean, they're all on company time, right? Huh? Why the hell would he bring something like that up with you? Well, you only told me about how your wedding was today a little over an hour ago. And for you to have all those people there within an hour when they would have most likely not expected there to be a wedding today? Well, that just seemed impossible to me. Even if Rob didn't tell me anything, I would have known that they weren't the people you planned on having there today. Shut up, shut up, shut up! Even if that's the case, at least I have all these people here now. This proves that both myself and my family have that kind of godly power. We are far superior to you lowlifes. Ugh, so did you just start texting me again just to boast about something like that? I'm not boasting about anything, though. I'm just giving you the facts is all. And if you still have time, how about you come on out here and enjoy the wedding? I am totally fine not going to that mess. Now, you and my brother have a wonderful wedding today. Huh? This is the wedding that your little brother is a part of, and you're going to just skip it with that cold attitude? What's that all about? I have specifically invited you out to come and experience a gorgeous wedding that someone like you will never have the chance of experiencing again. All of you know that this wedding cost $300,000 to put together. You're joking, right? Wait, really? You're spending that kind of money on a wedding and you let something as important as the date on the invitation be wrong by 10 years? I guess I can see why you want to try anything you can to get me to feel jealous for you after such a simple yet dire mistake as that almost ruined everything today. If you already know how much this has been stressing me out, then come here. Please, May. There's that Layla I've known about. But no matter how much you beg, I can't make it out there today. You already have a lot of random people there, right? So your wedding will be just fine the way it is. You jerk!
Layla, what's going on with you now? Your dad seemed to be furious about something just then. Who made him that upset?
You did, you brain-dead asshole! You went and screwed up the date on our wedding invitations by 10 damn years! You shouldn't even question why my dad, of all people, would be furious now.
But it was you that went and looked over all the invitations before we sent them out, right? In other words, that means you're just as responsible for all of this as I am, right?
Huh? Why should I be at fault?
Well, because you were supposed to notice a mistake like that one, right? Why would you suggest being the one to do a final check over everything if you're not even going to take any responsibility for a mistake you made?
What you're saying to me right now is like that of an elementary schooler. This is what makes you a damn lowlife.
You're calling me a lowlife? Is that how you always thought of me?
Well, of course that's how I've thought of you this whole time. The only reason I'm wanting to marry you is because you're good looking. On the inside, you are completely screwed up and at a level that is close to a total dumbass. Hell, you're so stupid that you must have been that way before becoming a lowlife. You're the direct definition of an idiot. A brainless idiot.
Is that all you have to say about me? I'm only in this marriage for your family's money.
What?
If I'm the direct definition of an idiot, then you're the direct definition of a bully. I only ever started talking with you in the hopes that I could marry you and use you for your money. There you go.
Huh. I see. So you just wanted to experience your dreams of being rich by using me. Then allow me to take those dreams away from you forever. This wedding is not happening anymore, and our marriage is off. Now you've gone and gotten the opposite results, you idiot.
What? Why?
Why are you asking me why? Can't you already see the reason why? You really think that someone like me would want to make your dreams of making you rich come true when all you are is a brain-dead lowlife?
But you're into my looks and want to make me a model, right?
That's the truth, but I can find myself a far better looking man than you, who isn't just into me for my family's money. If anything, using the power and influence my dad has, I can find myself an actor to marry, no problem. I have no use for your stupid ass anymore.
All right already. I'll become that dang model you've been wanting me to be, and I'll wear all those uncool clothes. You've wanted me to become a model for that specific group of branded clothing you're always having me wear, right? There you go. Now, please, let's get back to enjoying this wedding so that you can feel like a princess again.
Huh? Those clothes are all freaking cool. You just don't have any taste when it comes to high fashion.
What? No matter how I've tried wearing that clothing, it's lame. If I had to choose between wearing a trash bag or those brands, I'd choose the trash bag without any hesitation.
You're making fun of my brands that way? Don't you dare think this is over with. Do you have any idea how much stock I've bought from those brands?
And I told you that if you really wanted me to model for them, I will. Now let's get back to this wedding and get married. Come on. I want to become a part of Rockstar Incorporated. All right?
Who would want you being a part of this family? You get the hell out of here, you lost cause of a lowlife. What the actual frick? You and your sister are both the most mentally exhausting siblings on the planet. Hey! I'm going to make you responsible for all of this trouble as well. It's because of you that half of this had to happen today. What? What all was my fault? Because as far as I'm aware, I haven't done anything at all besides reply back to you today. My dad is frickin' pissed off with everyone right now. He went as far as to call all of his employees to come here today and watch my wedding, yet it's being canceled now and he's been left embarrassed. I've been left embarrassed. I'm sure that would be pretty embarrassing to have to sit through, though. I mean, that poor man had even brought along some of his elite friends, and they had to sit there and watch as his daughter's wedding fell apart. He's asking for me to pay for this whole wedding as a way of showing that I'm sorry. Hey, what the hell am I going to do about all of this? Is there a reason as to why you're asking me that? I don't have anything to do with your wedding, so just go figure something out by yourself. And since the wedding and marriage are off, that means you and I are no longer going to become family and are just strangers. Which means you really shouldn't be texting me about all of your personal problems right now because it's very rude. It's because you never stepped in as the older sister and disciplined Rob that he's become such a helpless idiot. When an animal makes mistakes like that, it's at the fault of its caretaker. In other words, that means all of this is your fault. Rob is not some animal, though, and I do not take care of him. Is that right? You both are equally lowlifes, which means that the both of you are animals. And no animal knows how to take care of another animal, right? Oh, you just keep those jabs coming, Layla. You just keep those jabs coming. Let me just say that you're not in the position to be preaching to me in any way like that. Huh? What do you mean by that? Layla, all of those hurtful and outright inappropriate comments you've made about me are not things that the future CEO of Rockstar Inc. should be openly saying to others, right? What would happen if people were to begin to find out about all of these comments? What? Do you have any idea what that might do to you and your family? You should already know what toll that would take on the company. You've been in line to take over that company from your father, and that means all the things you say and do come with. To put this into your own words, you are a pet, and your owner is Rockstar Inc. And that means the owner will have to take responsibility for your actions in the end. That's how things work in your world, right? What are you trying to say then? I'm saying that I could go out right now and show the world what the daughter of Rockstar's CEO has said about me. Then there would be a loss of faith in Rockstar Inc. And that would leave your father in tears as he has to deal with the shame that has been brought upon him and his company by you. That might even be the final straw for him, and he'll never be able to forgive you again, right? What? The reason I haven't already gone out and done something like that already is because I'm a very considerate person. What? Wait, but if you go out and do that, you won't be gaining anything, right? That's right, I really wouldn't be. But it would make me feel a little bit better at least. I've been treated quite horribly for a while now by you, right? Okay, I get it. I'll take back all of the things I've said to you before. I'll say that I've learned my lesson and will apologize to you for all of it. I'm sorry. I was just caught in the moment and started to ramble on about things. All right, I'll take that apology into consideration. Now, goodbye forever, Layla. What? Hold on just a moment. So this is how things end? You're just going to abandon me in a way such as that? I mean, all of your problems you have right now were caused by you, right? And even if you want to make my brother responsible for some of your problems, you both still have nothing to do with me. I can't just blame all of this on Rob, though. We can't even talk to one another anymore thanks to all that's happened. What I'm saying is that it's not my job to be taking care of your self-inflicted problems. Just go talk with your father and try to make up for what you did. There is no way he and I can make up after what happened, and that brand is going to fail because of me. My dad gave me a lot of money to go and start up my own company or brand, and so that's what I went out and did. That brand? What brand are you talking about now? Are you talking about that brand of clothing, or should I say brands of clothing you were making my brother wear? I started to design clothing that I wanted people to wear and hired someone to make a brand that could sell my clothing. I started to buy stocks in it as well, and soon the one brand became multiple, but I just needed someone to start modeling the clothing for me. So that's why you took my brother, who happens to be very tall and slender, and wanted to make him into your model? Well, if he was always saying no to you about becoming your model, how freaking lame is your clothing? I wanted to use our wedding and have him dress up in some of the clothes so that I could announce that the brands are a huge deal and that people should buy them. Wait, you wanted to do that at today's wedding? I see, so that's why it ended up costing you $300,000 in total. Yet the only people that ended up coming were my parents and a bunch of middle-aged men from my dad's company. And those older men that are really powerful and close to my dad, if I had to make that announcement and have Rob model in front of all those people, there wouldn't have been any good results. Today's wedding wasn't just meant to be some stupid old wedding. There was a whole fashion show behind it that was made to sell my brands to the world. Is that so? Well, that's too bad then. But this is all what was coming for you, right? Shut your mouth. Part of what happened is because of your little brother. Well, even if some of it is, none of it has to do with me. And we both know very well that my brother is a complete fool and has nothing in that cute head of his besides packing peanuts. Yet you still chose to marry him, right? In other words, the reason this all happened is because of your choices. It doesn't matter how good of a face and body he has. This is totally the end for me. I'm going to take so much damage from all of this that I'll never be able to go anywhere again. And when my dad decides to get rid of me, I'll be utterly done for. Anywho, good luck fixing all those mistakes you've made. Oh, and when you have time, tell all your family about me and come crush me, okay? Are you all right, Rob? It looked like you were pretty sad after all of that.
Of course I'm sad after that. I lost my chance to dip my hands into the money of Rockstar Incorporated. That fish was just too big for me, I guess.
You really had such an unlikable attitude, dude.
Also, I'm being asked by her dad to pay for that wedding with her. Why do I have to do that? I'm not responsible for any of that crap.
No, I think you are responsible for at least half of what ended up happening. Also, you went and told your fiancé the real reason why you wanted to marry her, and it had nothing to do with love, right? I'm sorry to say this, but you're getting what you asked for with this one.
I guess there was no helping it then. Whatever, I guess. At least the people Layla had been showing me to before in the modeling business are going to give me a contract working with them.
What?
I guess I'll go work with them for a bit now. And if things go really well for me, I think I'll have a better chance of finding myself a woman that has lots of money to spare.
Rob, you're only asking for more trouble by saying things like that. Well, at least when it comes to myself, watching from the sidelines was quite enjoyable. I'm sure having to pay off $300,000 is going to be hell for you, but at least you can suffer alongside Layla for a bit.
I don't want to ever see that jerk again. I don't even care about Rockstar Incorporated or anyone involved with them anymore. Next time, I'm going to make sure I can marry someone rich.
Well, good luck to you then, Rob. Although I'm not sure if there's going to be anyone else besides Layla that is crazy enough to marry a complete moron like you. After that, Layla was forced to take on the full magnitude of that wedding's costs, and this led to her brands having to take a break for a while. Rather, she could no longer create designs for said brands and would be asked to stop working with them as the owner looked for more popular styles. Layla was also disowned by her family not too long after, and she could no longer flaunt the fact that she was the daughter of a CEO to anyone. After that, she was quite literally left with no house and no money for a little while and had to resort to selling all those stocks she'd bought, which didn't make her much due to those brands' infancy. All I know now is that it's going to be a very large journey for her to pay off her half of the wedding costs. And hopefully she was able to take out a good loan with not too high of interest. Really, it's ironic to think about how often she would call me a lowlife and everything, only to end up one herself not too long after. I heard that she just landed herself a short-term job, though, out on a ranch somewhere way outside of the city, and will have to go live there for a bit in order to make money. She, however, has not yet lost that dream of making a very famous brand using her designs, so we'll just have to see where that all goes. I just hope she knows that working on a ranch of all places is hard work and that those cattle are no joke. Maybe I'll be seeing her in the news someday, talking about how she got stampeded by a herd of them or something. When it comes to Rob, he went and started to work for that modeling company that Layla introduced him to, and is now starring on the fronts of magazines everywhere. All of the money he brings in from his modeling goes right into paying off his half of that wedding, leaving him with only enough money for an apartment and some food. All I can say is at least he's making good money and becoming more famous, which just goes to show how unfair life really is. I honestly wonder what Layla thinks whenever she sees her ex's face on all those magazines and on some billboards. I'm sure that fills her heart with rage at all times, or also possibly some regret. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hey, Angelica, you big fat grotesque cave troll. You wouldn't be planning on coming to my wedding, would you? Because I'll have you know, my wedding is not the kind of place for a piece of subhuman trash like you. You're sadly mistaken if you think I'm gonna let in, so you needn't bother showing up in the first place.
Wow, Jesus, Lizzie, where the hell did all that come from? Big, fat, grotesque cave troll? Thanks, sweetie. I see you're just as charming as ever. Anyway, this is the first time I've heard anything about you getting married. Your private life isn't my concern, and to be honest, I literally couldn't care any less about your wedding if I tried.
I'm so sorry, darling, but it looks like your younger, more beautiful, more intelligent, more popular younger sister is getting married before you. Sucks to be you, huh? Oopsie. What am I like? Let's face it, realistically, a big, ugly cave troll like you was never going to be able to bag herself any man, let alone the kind of high-rolling stud I managed to bag for myself. Better luck in the next lifetime.
Oh, you're so charming, Lizzie. What did I do to deserve such a wonderful little sister? Anyway, why don't you want me to come? I feel like it'd be a shame if I didn't go to my own sister's wedding, you know, since we're so close and all.
No way! Don't you dare show up! You're too fat to be at my wedding. Our bonds of sisterhood are too flimsy to support a body weight that immense. Can you imagine how embarrassing it'd be for me if my husband and his family saw you?
Wow, Lizzie, I was joking. I see your sarcasm detector isn't working today, but really, just how much do you hate me?
It's not that I hate you. I just say exactly what's on my mind, and I don't hold back. Is that a crime? Would you rather I lied and pretended you were thin and beautiful and that I liked you?
But you're fatter and uglier than I am.
Hey! What the hell did you just say? Why, you'll pay for that, you big jerk. Do you think that's any way to speak to your baby sister?
Oh, look, here we go again. You've done this ever since we were kids. Why is it you're so happy to mercilessly insult others, but whenever anyone has the courage to say anything back to you, you flip out? You're just a big bully who can't stand being stood up to. Anyway, what was the point in you messaging me today? What exactly do you want me to do?
Simple. I want you to refrain from coming to my wedding on the grounds that you're a grotesque, overweight cave troll and no one likes you. My words might seem cruel, but if I don't make it clear beforehand, there's a chance you'll pull some kind of creepy, stalkerish shenanigans to find out where the venue is and try sneaking in while I'm busy celebrating the happiest day of my life.
You treat me less like a sister and more like a frickin' cockroach. Can you believe me and you are family? What did I ever do to deserve this?
Family? You've got some nerve. You haven't showed your face at Mom and Dad's place for years now. None of us think of you as family anymore.
I do have a life of my own to lead, you know. Things are pretty busy on my end. Anyway, you're the ones keeping me at a distance. It's not like I don't want to come. I'm already the only one who doesn't get invited to family events and gatherings. Can you blame me for feeling like I'm not wanted?
That's because you're the black sheep of the family, and your presence would cause a severe embarrassment. You've always had an arrogant personality, and you always stuck out like a sore thumb at school. You never got to hang out with the cool kids like I did you? You were always sat in the library reading your frickin' books and playing computer games. Not only that, but you're uglier than a monkey's armpit and less intelligent than a sack of potatoes. You literally have no redeeming qualities whatsoever. I bet if I looked up loser in the dictionary, your face would come up.
Hey, could you do me a favor and, shut your mouth already? Jeez, I can't believe you'd go out of your way to message me with this crap. Is it any wonder I left home back in high school when you guys treated me the way you did? If it wasn't you pulling some kind of mean-spirited prank on me, it was Mom and Dad banning me from eating at the table with you guys and forcing me to eat leftovers. We've been living apart for years now, and my life is going just fine without you, Mom, or Dad in it. So why can't you just leave me alone?
Leave you alone? All I did was announce the good news of my marriage, you overly sensitive drama queen. You're the one with temper problems. How about you try going to see a therapist? Because seriously, it's not normal to get this upset when you find out your sister is getting married.
Who announces their marriage by calling someone a big, fat, grotesque cave troll out of nowhere? You're a grown woman now. Would it seriously hurt you to try and actually get along with me for a change? No, scratch that. We'll never get along, but would it kill you to at least speak to me with the bare minimum of basic human decency?
I'd rather make friends with a pile of mossy rocks than to treat the likes of you with decency.
I see. I don't really understand what that means, but feel free to talk to rocks if it makes you happy. You didn't need to bother with any of this. I had no intention of coming to your wedding anyway. I'm guessing you knew that and just wanted to insult me. Makes you feel good, right?
Oh no, I've been found out. Sure, so what if putting my arrogant dickweed of a sister in her place makes me feel good? I'm doing the human race a service, but I'm pleased to hear you won't be coming to the wedding. Also, I've decided to tell my fiancé and his family that you died in a freak accident recently, so you better make sure you never ever show up in town or at Mom and Dad's house again. Otherwise, the whole thing will be ruined.
What? Why?
Why? Because you're the shame of our family, and your birth was a mistake, so we'll all be better off if we simply pretend you're no longer with us. You're such a delinquent. I bet you're involved in some kind of criminal activities these days, right? A blackhead like you can never hold down a real job. What is it? Drugs? Prostitution?
No, I have a regular job and am doing perfectly well for myself, actually. Besides, why would you pretend I don't exist? Surely us just not having anything to do with each other achieves the same outcome.
You're such a loser, you embarrass me and our parents just by being alive, so it'd be better for our reputation if you weren't. You're an embarrassment production machine. By pretending you're dead, I can protect Mom and Dad's reputation, and my husband's family will think very highly of me. Sorry, sweetie, I had no choice on this one.
Wow, so this is what it's come to after all this time, huh? We haven't seen each other in years, Lizzie. What exactly made you feel so strongly you needed to bombard me with all of this hatred after so long?
Nothing in particular. I'm just trying to protect our family from the disgrace that is your existence. Allow me to announce the official removal of you from our lives forever.
Wow, are you serious? I can't believe you're doing this. Don't you feel even just a little bit guilty about how horrible you're being to me? Or didn't your brain come equipped with the emotion feature?
Now I've heard it all. Why could I care about the feelings of a big fat cave troll like you? This is the funniest thing I've heard all week. Oh my god, stop it. My sides hurt. Besides, how could I feel down when I'm set to marry the rich, handsome son of the CEO of one of the biggest trading companies on the planet? Have you heard of Globex International Trading Company?
Huh? Your fiancé is at Globex?
I knew it. They're so well known, even a lowly, depth-groveling social misfit like you knows about them. You probably saw one of their billboards up the last time you crawled out from under your rock to buy your yearly underwear replacement. They're one of the most famous companies in America. They run commercials on TV all the time and have branches in over 150 countries. Well, it just so happens my soon-to-be husband is the rich, handsome son of their president, and one day he's set to inherit Daddy's throne. Yippee!
Wow. So that happened, did it? You certainly have been busy.
Unlike you, I've always been clever and gorgeous. Not only that, but I have first-rate communication, and more importantly, seduction skills. It's an incontrovertible fact that I'm superior to you in every way, so I was always bound to bag myself a winner. I'm so beautiful, there isn't a man on this planet who wouldn't go weak at the knees in the face of my womanly wiles.
Sure, I admit it, you probably are better looking than me. But even if you are, that doesn't justify your smug, condescending attitude. Not for one solitary second. We can only speculate at this late stage in the game, but to be honest, I put it down to Mom and Dad always spoiling you rotten when we were kids. Maybe if they'd ever bothered to discipline you instead of letting you do whatever you pleased whenever you pleased it, you wouldn't have turned out so arrogant and maladjusted.
Arrogant? I am not arrogant. It's called self-confidence. You should try having some yourself instead of being bitter and jealous. Ugh. Do you have any idea how unattractive you are when you're like this? No wonder you haven't been able to find yourself a husband after all this time. It's thanks to my good looks, intelligence, and charm that I managed to bag myself a rich hotshot, and I'm set to become one of life's winners, a major celebrity. Unlike you, who's only set to become a lonely, miserable old spinster with 7 cats and a wine addiction.
All right, sure, whatever you say. I'm kind of tired of this conversation now.
You think you're tired? You should try being in my shoes. Speaking to you is exhausting. As long as you make sure to take the following message very, very seriously, me and you won't have any problems. Don't you dare show up in my wedding, you big fat cave troll. I'm gonna pretend you're dead from now on.
Phew, thank God for that. See ya.
Yippee!
By the way, your wedding. It wouldn't happen to be tomorrow, would it?
Yep. I knew it. So you have been investigating it then. Ooh, that's so creepy. You're so tragic and pathetic.
Oh man, so it is tomorrow? You've got to be kidding me.
Angelica? Are you there? It's not true, right? Tell me it's a lie. You're not really dead, are you? Oh my god, no. There were so many things I still wanted to tell you. We might only be cousins, but you're the only person in our whole family I felt like I could ever be myself and talk about how I really feel around. I can't believe you're gone. None of this feels real. Am I dreaming? Am I about to wake up and be freed from the misery of the bombshell that just got dropped on me? I was so excited to see you today. And that's not all. I can't believe how you died. If the story I heard today is true, you were just walking along when you randomly exploded into little pieces? Ever since you were a little girl, you always were unconventional. I guess you died how you live and went out with a bang, literally. You know, it's weird. I kind of felt a little peace of mind when I heard how it happened. I thought, that's so Angelica.
Whoa. Hold your horses, Kayla. I'm alive and kicking, or at least I was the last time I checked. Would you mind taking a few deep breaths and explaining what the hell you're talking about?
Huh? Wait, are you a ghost? Yeah! I hate ghosts. There's something strange in my neighborhood. Be gone. Disappear. Vanish to the world beyond. Go back home to hell, you big spooky, spirity, phantomy thing.
Huh? You want me to go to hell? But I thought we had a bond of friendship so strong it transcended the bounds of mere cousinness. Jeez, I never thought turning into a ghost would be all it took for you to turn into such a dick.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me.
And go back home to hell? Why did you automatically assume that's where I live? Sorry if I surprised you.
I'm super happy you're alive, Angelica. But what the heck is going on? Nothing makes sense anymore. Lizzie was going around the wedding hall telling everyone, with an emphasis on her new husband's family, that you were dead. They were piling on the sympathy like it was no one's business.
Jeez, what the hell does she think she's playing at? I bet she was loving all the attention. She always did have a knack for garnering sympathy, but I gotta say, faking my death is a new low, even for her. To tell you the truth, my sister, Lizzie, as well as the rest of my family, hate my guts, and they always have. I guess that's why they're going around telling people I died.
She told everyone you exploded into little pieces because she hates you? I'm not sure I follow the logic. Grr, you wait till I get my hands on her. Anyway, I'm just relieved you're still alive. Oh my god, Angelica, I was so scared. Ugh. And now I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I got worked up and sent you all those messages. Did I seriously say all of that stuff? Would you mind, deleting the whole thing and forgetting this ever happened?
Don't sweat it. To be honest, I was kind of flattered in a weird way. I'm not sure I get why you were relieved to hear I exploded into little pieces, though. Would you care to educate on that minor detail?
Because that's how unconventional you are. You're a mold breaker, a trendsetter. You live life on your own terms and you don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You stand up to your parents, the teachers back in school, anyone. I find it super admirable how strong-willed you are. And when I heard you left this mortal coil by randomly exploding into little pieces, I just thought, that's the most Angelica thing I've ever heard.
So you see me as the kind of person who would explode into little pieces? Thanks, I think? Anyway, I think you're overstating things a little here. You call me a strong-willed trendsetter, but in my mind, I was never anything but an unruly little brat who couldn't read social cues and got annoyed when people told me what to do.
Listen, Angelica, don't you kind of think everyone in our family is super mean-spirited and selfish? Like, they'll stop at nothing to eliminate anyone who dares to go against the grain or has the nerve to question them on anything. That's why I always felt so inspired when I saw you stand up to them. You made me want to be oblivious to social cues and get annoyed at people too.
I see. When I think about it, I guess it's no wonder you were the only one in the whole family I ever got along with.
Right? Ever since we were young, I always felt like me and you stood out. And I felt like the rest of them knew we stood out. Anyway, won't you be coming to the wedding today? Lizzie's new husband, the up-and-coming hotshot future CEO of Globex International Trading Company. So the hall's full of rich wannabe alpha males covered in excessive amounts of fake tan, aggressively shaking hands with each other in between stealing glances at each other's wives' butts. The groom's just getting ready to give his speech, but apparently one of his friends, a female CEO, is set to give one afterwards. Is it just me, or do all CEOs look suspiciously like criminals to you?
Well, I'm not so sure about that. I'm sure there are some good ones, too. In any case, there's no way I can show up at the wedding. I am dead, after all. Wouldn't want to get the zombie treatment now, would I?
I guess so. That sucks. Well, in that case, screw it. I'll make my excuses to dip out before everyone leaves for the after party. Let's go get some drinks together instead. You know, you and me, just like the good old days. Girls hitting the town. Woohoo! The drinks would taste like ass if I went out drinking with these chumps anyway.
Sounds good. All right, message me when you get out.
Oh, Angelica, you owe me an explanation. What the heck is going on?
I don't really know how to answer that. What are you talking about?
Don't play with me, bitch. Why would you be giving a speech at my wedding? Why the hell would my husband invite you to speak on the podium? I'm so confused.
Oh, that? Well, it's simple, actually. Because your husband, the groom, Robert, asked me to. I respectfully declined, but he was insistent and wouldn't take no for an answer.
What? But I don't understand. Are you and Robert acquaintances or something?
Listen, Lizzie, I'm gonna tell you how it is. I run a company, you see? It's not a big company by any means, but I am involved in a joint project with Globex International. Back when we signed the contract, Robert, who was still a newbie at the time, got appointed as the project manager.
What?
Anyway, apparently it was Robert's first time ever working outside of the company, so I took it upon myself to teach him a thing or two about corporate management. I had no idea he was the son of Globex's CEO. I always imagined corporate heirs to be arrogant, overly self-assured types, but he was always super sweet and down to earth. I don't know whether it was the pressure of his dad being who he is, but he worked super hard to make sure the project was a success. Which is why I did my best to meet his pace to move things forward alongside him.
So, what happened next?
Well, it turns out he is very grateful for all the help I gave him and felt inclined to invite me to give a speech at his wedding. I guess he feels like he owes me a debt of gratitude for giving him a crash course in the fundamentals of corporate management. If you ask me, he's blowing it all way out of proportion, and the whole thing makes me feel super awkward, but there you go. Anyway, we came to get along pretty well, and, that's it.
Wait, does that mean you knew I was his fiancé?
Nope, I didn't have a clue. I genuinely didn't know at all. You decided on the guest list a while back, and it's not like I got an invite letter. I was terrified when I finally found out yesterday. I was like, what the crap do I do?
Hurry up and get your ass down to this church, like, right now. You have to give a speech. Robert and his family are starting to panic.
Oh, I see. Judging from the state of my phone right now, you're right. It would appear the seeds you planted when you went around announcing my death at the wedding are finally starting to sprout into beautiful buds of chaos. My phone is blowing up.
This is bad. Bad. You have to get down here and tell them you're not really dead this instant. I'll never recover from this if you don't come and fix it. Please, I'm begging you.
Are you kidding me? This is all your fault, Lizzie. Why should I have to drop what I'm doing and rush out at a moment's notice to save you from the mess you made?
Quit talking crap and come. It's your duty to fix problems as a fully grown adult and mature member of society. That goes doubly so if you're a company owner. Hurry up.
Does your selfishness truly know no bounds? You don't have to worry. I already explained the situation to Robert.
Wait, what? What did you say?
That you called me a big, fat, grotesque cave troll and lied about me being dead. The panic at the wedding hall should be calming down any minute now. There's a chance it might turn into another form of panic straight after, but that won't be my problem.
Wait a sec. No way. You actually told him? Another form of panic? What the hell's that supposed to mean?
Oh, you know, the chaos that will undoubtedly ensue when Robert and his family realize what a bunch of unhinged nut jobs you and the rest of our family are. If they look unsettled right now, that's probably why.
Is that why Robert disappeared into the back alleyway and hasn't come back? Oh my god, no! This is awful! How the hell was I supposed to see this coming? Gah! Please, Angelica, I'm begging you! You have to come and do something about this.
Do you really think I'm going to come help you?
Listen, you're well within your rights to be angry. But what the hell am I supposed to do if you don't help me? You're the only person on Earth who can get me out of this mess.
Not my problem. You made your bed, now lie in it.
How can you be so cold? Do you have any idea how much of a mess I'm in? Apparently Robert just said the wedding's off. The guests are all going home, and some of them even said they want their gifts back. Ugh!
Wow, Lizzie, I have to say, I am really impressed with how well you're managing to keep your cool.
I am not keeping my cool. My surroundings are turning into a living hell before my goddamn eyes!
Whoa, where in the cheese monster's name did that come from?
Oh my god! I worked so hard to back myself a rich husband. I thought this was finally my shot at making it into the big leagues. And what the hell is all this crap about you being the manager of a company? I didn't know that. Why wouldn't you tell me something so important?
Why would I share anything about my life with you when you've treated me with nothing but contempt and disdain ever since we were kids? You cut me out of your lives, and that's what I'm sticking with. The fact your life just got turned upside down doesn't change that one bit.
As if that's not bad enough, you're doing a project with Globex International? I had no idea. Please, this is my last chance. Will you come, like, right now? Please, 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 please. I'm serious. If this wedding ends now, my life ends along with it.
Why would your life be over? You just failed at marrying into money, that's all. You'll just have to work even harder next time.
No, it's not that simple. You don't understand. I'm in debt.
Huh? Debt?
Dad got involved in some shady business. It went south, and he ended up getting into crazy amounts of debt, even convincing me to let him sign the contracts in my name. I told him we should stop and that it was a bad idea, but he wouldn't listen. He just insisted. It's fine, dear. You're about to marry the future CEO of Globex. Gah, I knew him borrowing all that money was a bad idea.
Wow. Are you actually a moron? Jeez, you're both as bad as each other.
Almost all of the guests from Robert's side of the family are gone already. If you don't get your ass down to this church and fix this mess for me ASAP, I'll never forgive you.
I have no obligation to fix your mess, Pumpkin Pie. I also couldn't give a toad's ball sack whether you forgive me or not.
Oh, I see how it is. Well, in that case, I take it you don't care what happens to your precious friend.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Don't play dumb with me. You and a certain someone at this wedding are besties, aren't you? I know more than you think I do, Angelica. If you don't fix the mess you've made, I won't be held responsible for what happens to her.
Yeah. Kayla, are you okay? You haven't been taken hostage or anything, have you?
Well, kind of. I'm totally okay, like, I'm not hurt or anything, but they won't let me go home for some reason. Lizzie and the rest of the family are panicking like a bunch of escaped mental patients. I swear they're about to lose their minds if they haven't already. They seem terrified by the thought of losing their connection to Globex.
What exactly is going on?
They're all running around the wedding hall with the speed of Olympic athletes, trying to chase down anyone related to Robert so they can find out where he ran off to. I wonder if this is how it looks when hunters go after elk. It's kind of entertaining to watch.
Jeez, just how panicked are they? They need to be careful. Someone could call the cops.
Could? I'd say it's only a matter of time. I only heard in passing, but apparently your family are in a seriously bad situation. You didn't hear it from me, but word on the street is that they went into a bunch of debt with a black market loan shark, expecting to get rich when Lizzie married Robert. And not only that, but they blew the whole lot on gambling at the casino.
Huh? A black market loan shark at the casino gambling? What am I even reading?
Right? I guess I thought that with the power of Globex on their side, they could even bully a loan shark from the criminal underworld into submission. The arrogance. You know, being born into that family, it's a wonder you turned into a decent human being. I find myself repeatedly stupefied every time I hear something new about them.
What are you doing now? Didn't you say they weren't letting you go home?
Yeah, they have me locked in the waiting area, but I still have my phone and I can contact anyone I want. Honestly, I don't know what they expected to accomplish with this. I think they're panicking so hard that they lost their minds.
Wow. Taking a family member prisoner? That's a new low, even for them. I'm gonna call them and see if I can't speak some sense into them before they get arrested.
I'm not gonna lie, the thought of them being bundled into the back of a police car is exciting, but it's probably for the best you try and calm them down. You poor thing, though. Having to deal with them in the middle of their frenzy? Good luck. That's all I can say.
This is the worst. Oh my god, my life is so over.
The wedding hall company was obviously gonna sue you for damages after you flipped out and wrecked the place. There's no doubt about it, you only have yourself to blame. All you can do now is work hard to try and pay it off.
Angelica, I'm in a lot of trouble here, aren't I? I've already accepted getting married to Robert is a lost cause, but I need money. Like, seriously. Please, could you lend me some? Just for a little while. I promise to pay you back.
Whoa, no way. Like, absolutely no way. Don't you realize how dumb it is to pay off debt with more debt?
That's easy for you to say. Why don't you try being in my shoes for a minute? I don't have any other options. I literally won't have any money left if I pay these dicks at the wedding company the compensation they're demanding. But if I don't pay them something and demonstrate good faith soon, what's going to happen to me?
I don't know, and it's not my problem. You guys borrowed the money, and you guys can pay it back. You guys smashed up the wedding hall, so you guys can pay for it. Makes sense, right? Really, though, why would you borrow money from a black market loan shark? Are you actually stupid?
What choice do we have? Dad's debt was already maxed out, and none of the legit companies would speak to him. We had no choice but to go elsewhere.
That doesn't answer the fundamental question of why you think paying off debt with debt is a reasonable thing to do. To make matters worse, you used it for gambling of all things. I mean, seriously? Since when did you guys go to the casino?
I heard gambling was the fastest way to make money, so I was hoping I could win on blackjack and pay off all the debt in one go. Anyway, I don't need you preaching at me. I know I messed up. What I need now is a solution. Are you really prepared to abandon your family like this?
Yes, I couldn't care less what happens to you. My arrogant, in-over-her-head baby sister ain't my problem. Nice knowing ya. Peace.
Things finally calmed down now. Phew. I couldn't make it for drinks last night because I got dragged along to Robert's parents' place to apologize, along with everyone else. But I'm finally free at last. Let's go drink till we forget what delinquents our family are.
Jeez, you actually went with them? You didn't do anything wrong. You shouldn't have gone with them to apologize. I know Robert from work, so I felt kind of obliged to show my face. But you?
But our connections with Globex are so super important to us, right? Besides, in all seriousness, Robert turned into my knight in shining armor when he busted into the waiting room and freed me from the clutches of our insane family. I feel like I want to marry him myself now.
Do your best, hon. I won't try and stop you. Anyway, Kayla, I just want to say thanks.
Huh? What for?
You've always had my back. Back in high school and back when I moved out of my parents' place and left our hometown, you were the only one who stayed in touch with me. You probably didn't realize at the time, but you were my rock.
Damn, that's kind of a shame.
Huh? What's a shame?
To me, you were always just that tenacious, slightly eccentric maverick who never bowed down to anyone and had a talent for saying the most awkward thing at the worst possible moment. But then you go and tell me I was your rock? I don't even know what to say to that.
Well, I don't know what to say either.
Don't sweat it. We can forget the awkwardness by knocking back copious amounts of tequila. It's time we went out for those long-awaited drinks. I won't be going home tonight. I made a promise to drink with you until the sun rises, and fulfill it I will.
An all-nighter? You serious? I'm not as young as I used to be, you know.
Nope. I simply will not take no for an answer. I'll take you prisoner behind the bar if I have to. Do I make myself clear?
Kayla? I think being imprisoned by our lunatic family yesterday might have had a bad influence on you. After that, me and Kayla drank well into the night, until the next morning, and then until the afternoon. Yep, we may have overdone it slightly. I guess I must have been holding in a lot of pent-up stress from work or something. Because after the hangover wore off, I felt like a new woman, reborn and ready to take on the challenges of life once more. As for Lizzie and the rest of our family, they pulled the Hollywood-level stunt of skipping town in the middle of the night to escape the criminal underworld loan shark who was on their tail. Unfortunately for them, things went south when my dad got arrested after he was found to be avoiding paying taxes on his business. The loan shark recognized my dad's face in the news report and within less than a week had chased them down to the other end of the country and was now extremely angry and very eager to get his money back. With my dad now in prison, Lizzie and my mom have no choice but to work like dogs in the hopes they can clear the absurd amount of debt they're in. You know, it's actually kind of ironic to think they mercilessly abused me for being a failure, only for their lives ultimately to disintegrate into a train wreck so disastrous it's worthy of its own Jerry Springer special. Hopefully they'll learn their lesson and use the whole thing as an opportunity to become better people. Before we conclude today's episode, I have one final shocking piece of news for you. Apparently, not long after the days of today's epic story, Kayla and Robert started dating. At first, I wasn't sure whether ditzy Kayla and diligent Robert would be a good match, but after 6 months, they got engaged. Who would have thought it? In the end, Kayla ended up being the one who married into money. Life really is full of surprises, huh?